Okay, so I am casting this God of Wealth spell, and I thought that since I'm doing this, I would teach you guys how to do it. So the purpose of using a pumpkin is because pumpkins represent luck, wealth, prosperity, abundance, and all those great things like that. The purpose of using this aside from that is because obviously you can put things in here, and that would include like liquids or rice or herbs or whatever. But there is another thing that we do in witchcraft where we cast spells. We use something called a lantern. So what a lantern is, typically some people make them out of glass. You can make them out of fruits and vegetables. I've seen them made all different kinds of ways. So, well, I've made them all different kinds of ways. So this is great because you can pack a lot of stuff in here. And one of the things I like to use in any kind of prosperity or wealth and abundance work is ginger, because ginger is very powerful for drawing in wealth and abundance. So we will fill this with liquid, with this ginger ale. And that is going to make it a lamp. You can actually put, once you fill this up, you can put floating candles or really tall candles. You could fill this with prosperity rice, which is green rice that you bless and baptize, and you work through herbs and oils through the rice. You can add color. Some people like to shred money and add it to that. I personally am not going to be using rice in this tonight. I'm going to be using this whole bottle of liquid and probably a floating candle, but I also have my own mammon candles. This is a candle that I molded from a sculpture that I made for Mammon when I very first started working with him, and I'll show you what that looks like. So, when I first started working with Mammon, I set out to make him an idol, and so I made him this. And unfortunately, no matter what I do in the candle making process, his horns always bust off. But he has kind of let me know along the way that he's pretty much over the horns. So I just go ahead and keep them off to about that point. But if you guys decide you really want to work with this, because this is really a powerful image that I made for him, and I've been working with it for years. Nobody else has this mold, and I do sell it, so if you guys, if that's something that you want to do, then just let me know. Now, to begin with, first thing you're going to do is get your Florida water, and you're going to cleanse the whole outside of the pumpkin. You can do the inside too if you want. I've already done that, okay? Then you're going to need a sigil for Mammon. Now typically I like to write on the fronts of my sigils and then hide them inside of the spell work. This is going to be actually be on display on the front of the pumpkin for the group spell. So I won't be writing on the face of it, I'll be writing on the back of it, and that'll be my petition. And then this will obviously be blooded and stuck to the front of the pumpkin, okay? Mammon, empower this working under the influence of the full moon to bring all of us here money, wealth, and abundance now. And then you can add, it's a good practice to add dollar signs on your candles. You could add them to your pumpkin. You can add them to your sigils. So we're going to do, you always want to do 7 dollar signs. 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, so, and you can even write a dollar amount on there. Try to be logical. Don't be writing that I want to be a millionaire, because the more you ask for, the more work you're going to have to put in. So try to just be pretty fair. So in this case, we'll say everyone on this petition will make 300,000 in, we'll put 2,000 23 because the year's almost over. So we got to be, again, very logical about this. Okay? So now get some little push pins or thumbtacks, and you're going to stick that to the front or inside of your pumpkin. Okay? Now, what I like to do, and everybody's different, you can either call Mammon after you've set up the whole spell. I like to call him before I get really into it so that he can empower the spell. You're gonna need blood. So, you guys can't really see this, but we're going to start calling Mammon. Tasa Mammon on Kalarash. Tasa Mammon on Kalarash. Tasa Mammon on Kalarash. Tasa Mammon on Kalarash. Come forth, Mammon. Come forth and assist me in this working. I've got Mammon over here. That's a statue, actually an art piece that I bought from Russia that I had made specifically for my work. And of course we've got our own dedicated idol to Mammon, and the altar is decorated for Mammon. The gold, obviously that's a big deal for Mammon. So now we are going to take all of our clients, which I'm not going to read on camera. I'll come back to that, and then we will take all of them and we will put them in here and we'll begin filling in. So that'll be the next step, but I have to go off camera so I can do this first. Okay, so now that I've read off the full names and dates of birth of everybody on the petitions, I have also added some extra words for money, wealth, and abundance on this petition. So this is going to go in here. Okay, and now what you're going to do, let's see, you're going to take your ginger ale and you're going to pour that in very slowly. While you're pouring this in, you say something like, by the power of the gods, guides, guardians, and ancestors, by the power of Mammon, in the name of Lucifer, we draw in money, wealth, and abundance to each and every one of these people here by empowering this ginger that blesses pumpkin, representing riches, money, wealth, and abundance. Sorry, I got quiet there for a minute. I was saying something private. Now, if it doesn't fill all the way up, you can go ahead and add something like moon water or prosperity water. You can also add your oils and stuff. So we're gonna add moon water. I have 13 moons water, which is very potent water for an entire year. I put it out under every single moon. In this case, it was 13 full moons. So we're going to add that to some purified water. Let's baptize this water as full moon water, drawing in the power of a full moon into this spell work. And you will finish filling up your pumpkin. Focusing your intent, pushing your intent inside. You want that as full as possible. Okay? Not too full where it's overflowing, but full. Now you're going to, so another thing I want to tell you is you can keep some of the seeds in here. You don't have to clean this pumpkin out completely because we also use the seeds in prosperity spells. So these are also important. You're going to need bay leaf, because bay leaf is one of the herbs that we use for money. And it's good to add, we like to work with 7 or 5 for luck. So pick out 7 or 5 good bay leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, there's a few things you can do with these bay leaves. One of the practices that we have is kissing each bay leaf, okay? Because that empowers it. So you can kiss it. You can write dollar amounts on here or money, wealth, abundance. You can write codes on here, sigils on here. All right, so money, wealth, and abundance. 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 Another thing you can do is if you don't want to use a petition like this, you can write your name on all the bay leaves, your full name and your date of birth, and put it in, or you can even burn your bay leaves and put the ashes into your lamp. So, one of the ingredients that we use to draw something in or sweeten someone's life is honey. So we sweeten these people's lives, their pots, their bank accounts, their pockets, and their wallets with money, wealth, and abundance. So be it. Now, a couple of your oils and powders. A good example for those would be as follows. Crown of Success. These are Crown of Success. All these oils are also good for, you can rub them on the pumpkin, you can rub them on your sigils, your petitions, your candles, or you can just drop them in the middle. Money oil. All my labels are just kind of melting off from the oil. Road opener oil. And money drawing powder. Okay, so this is the messy part, obviously. I like to wear gloves because then I don't have to get up and wash my hands like 50 million times. Okay, get all your lids off first. You can also baptize yourself or bless yourself with a little money oil on your forehead. You can put it on something like a sigil under your pillow at night. So I bless and baptize this Crown of Success in the name of Mammon. Let this pumpkin represent each and every one of our heads. This is the crown of our head, and it is being baptized with the overflow and abundance of wealth washing over our crown. Okay. Also bless and baptize Mammon in the Crown of Success oil. Take a little bit of your money oil. Drop a little bit in here. And of course, get that energy into that oil. Bless and baptize again. Mammon with this money oil. Okay. So that as he burns down, you're burning that down around your candle. Or I should say around your pumpkin. Okay. I bless and baptize this road opener oil to open all roads of success to each and every one of us. And of course, going in a clockwise motion, I bless and baptize each and every one of us with money, wealth, abundance, riches, and success. And go in a spiral, if you can, into the middle, okay? Now that that is done, you're going to, hopefully you have some floating candles. I had some sitting right here, but I think I've put them away, so I should put them down. You could take your little floating candle, and of course, you're going to cleanse and purify it with Florida water. You can carve something in here, like a code or a sigil, or dollar signs, or a dollar amount, or you can put your name on here, whatever feels right to you. Spin that around in that oil real good. Put it in gently. Make sure there's nothing obstructing it, like these leaves right now. Okay. And leave it. And now your next step is going to be to find the appropriate tarot cards for this. So we're going to use the Wheel of Fortune, and we're going to use the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, and that is just pretty much it. I mean, you're gonna light it and you're gonna manifest, you're gonna push your intention into this, you're going to meditate on it, you're gonna let your candles burn all the way down. And then it's something that I like to do also is while the moon is still drawing, or we're still drawing from the moon because it's still kind of full. It's pretty full actually, is I like to take these and put them out under the moonlight, and that really intensifies the work. So that is something that you guys can do. Again, you don't have to use a pumpkin. You can use glass, the floating candles, the liquids, all of it. You're just replacing the pumpkin for glass. But yeah, that's how you do a prosperity lamp. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to take notes. If you do the work, try to switch it up a little bit, but you guys get the idea. This is just a pretty good example of how you can do these things.